How to get started writing a paper. This can be a difficult part of the process, the very beginning. How do I start? Well, usually your teacher is going to give you some things to get you started. They're going to tell you what the assignment's about, and usually that takes place with the assignment sheet. Hopefully, every teacher you have that wants you to write a paper gives you an assignment sheet. I'll always give you one. Um, if you don't get one, you need to ask some questions of your instructor about what the paper is supposed to be about. But most assignment sheets are going to be, or most classes are going to give you an assignment sheet. When you get it, read it several times. It's a very important document, the assignment sheet, so you're going to have to make sure you totally understand it. And sometimes there might be some words on there that you don't totally understand, or it might be a really long one, or long assignment sheet, in which case you're going to have to spend some time on it to see what exactly is on there. And when you're doing that, have a pen or a pencil in your hand. Make notes on it. Circle words you don't understand. Ask questions off to the side if you don't understand something. And once you do that, take it to a fellow student or take it to your instructor and show them the things that you don't understand. Ask the questions that you've written down. Always ask your instructor any questions you have about it. Don't worry about asking what you might think is a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. This part's very important. Keeping the assignment sheet handy and referring to it several times during your writing process. Don't just read it once or twice and then start writing your paper and never look at it again. Always have it available. If you go to the writing center and you want to have somebody look over your paper for you at the writing center, make sure you have your assignment sheet. If you're coming to class and you know you're going to be working on the paper in class, have your assignment sheet. Always have it. Go to the writing center. It's not a place for bad writers or bad papers. Everybody can use the writing center. I use the writing center. It's a place to go talk about your writing with someone else. Sometimes that's all we need. Discuss it with your fellow students, and if new questions arise, bring them up in class. So a lot of times, everyone will have the same question, and that might be because the teacher made a little mistake or forgot something. And if you bring it up in class, uh, it's going to be good for everyone. Okay, so that's a little bit about the assignment sheet. Now we've read it a bunch. We've figured out what we need to know about it. We've talked about it. It's time to start writing. And you want to get as many ideas down on paper as quickly as you can. On paper or on a computer document. At this stage, you're just starting. You're trying to get ideas out, so you don't need to worry about spelling or punctuation. That comes at the end of the writing process. If you change your mind on how to say something, don't cross it out. Just write an improved version. This will keep the ideas flowing. When you go back and read what you've written and try to turn it into something better, you'll know. You'll know what you need to use and what you don't want to use. Don't worry about the introduction. People are all concerned about the introduction, like, oh, I have to make a great first impression. Well, the introduction paragraph is your first impression, but how can you make a good first impression if you don't even know what you're going to say in your paper yet? So just get right to the point when you're writing your first draft. Save writing the introduction for when you get to your second draft. Your main purpose in writing your first draft is to get the ideas out of your head and to figure out what you're working with. You don't really know until you get it out on paper. So don't worry about the introduction. So there might be some things that you know you're going to need, but you don't have them yet. Maybe it's research that you don't have yet or something like that. So what do? Use brackets. There's an example of what you could do. You going along writing, and then you think of, um, like say you're writing a paper on, legalizing marijuana, and you get to one reason that it would it would give the city extra tax dollars, right? Well, you know that you need some expert um, testimony for that. You need to go check the research and include that. So you just write neat example of how uh, legal marijuana will um, add to the city's uh, budget surplus or something. Or maybe you need a quote. Need quote from a lawyer who knows about this issue. Or need quote from an expert here. Still try to get down on paper what you want the whole essay to say. You can always insert sections you can't write yet later. And then you'll have a shopping list of things you need when it's time to go complete your essay. So you'll have all these brackets and you'll go, oh, okay, so I need an example of a statistic here for this reason. I need a quote from an expert for this. But you can go find it when you do research. Take it easy. It's just your first draft. Write quickly. Get your ideas out. You're going to be revising this draft, so be loose and free.